Hey guys, my name is Jennifer Dixon. I am with Thrive Yoga and Wellness, and today I want to show you guys a few of my favorite stretches and even little very gentle exercises that can help you when dealing with neck and or shoulder pain. So I'm very familiar with this. A couple years ago, right before Christmas of 2018, I took a terrible fall. Oh, that my children had left some toys out. I didn't see it, and I fell all of it. All of my weight fell on my left hand, and I hurt my shoulder really bad. And over the next couple of years, I just couldn't stay out of the chiropractor's office with my neck. I felt like my neck was killing me, and then it turned out that I had hurt my shoulder, and I needed some extra help. That I found thankful to great physical therapists, some yoga, Pilates, and chiropractor, and I wanted to share with you some of my very favorite stretches and maybe even I'm going to call them rehab type exercises that are very much based in um, yoga, I believe, and even some Pilates. So let's get started. You're not going to need any tools. If you have a Swiss ball, a therapy ball, that's awesome. But if you don't, you can also use like a foot bench, which I have over here to my right, or you can even go over to your table for some of the exercises. So, first thing we're going to do is we're just going to come to a comfortable seated position. You can actually do this on the couch if you would like, and just get comfy however you want. And the first one, I like to say it's kind of like trying to stretch out the neck right here. So you're going to take your right hand, take it to the side of your head, so my the left side of my head, just above my ears. And I'm not forcing it down. I'm just going to gently stretch that right ear towards my right shoulder. Make sure your posture is good, so I'm not rounding forward. Let me give you a side view. I'm sitting up nice and tall, and my right ear is reaching for the right shoulder. Now, if you want to intensify it, take this left hand and wrap it around behind your back. Let me give you a front view. So I'm going to internally rotate that left shoulder, take the back part of my left palm and place it at the small of my low back as I stretch my right ear towards my right shoulder. You're going to feel a terrific stretch all the way from your ear maybe to the top of your shoulder. Hold this for at least 5 counts. You can actually hold it much longer if you'd like, 30 seconds or longer. And again, it's a gentle stretch here. Keep your belly button in, your chest is proud, so we're not rounding forward. Now you're going to come up, make your head reach for the sky, unwind that hand. Now that left hand is going to reach for the right side of your head, just above your right ear. Reach that left shoulder towards the left ear. Again, not forcing it, just a little bit of pressure. And you can stay right here, right hand in your pocket, in your lap, or you can internally rotate that right shoulder, take it to the back of your low back. Reach that left ear towards your left shoulder. This is really great if you sit a lot all day, if you drive, if for whatever reasons with lockdowns, whatever, you're kind of forced to not be able to move around and sit up. We're looking forward. This is a really great way to stretch out the side of the neck and can provide some relief. Keep in mind, humans, we weren't created to sit all day, right? And that's kind of where we've ended up between the increase in technology, working from home, things like that. We sit a lot, and that's rounding us all forward. So this is just helping to stretch out some tight spots, and then I'll show you some exercises to help tighten up some of the round places. We'll be here another 3 breaths. And you can also play with tucking your chin or lengthening your chin out. This is my dog Ruger. He's saying hello. I love to tuck my chin. That seems to get right up near the base of my skull, around that occipital ridge. It gets in there a little bit more. So we're going to come up to center. Now, this next one's really fun. I'm going to have to move my dog out of the way. I call it like sniffing your armpit. Super great, right? Makes you really want to do it. You're going to take that right hand. This time, instead of being right above the left ear, it's kind of at the base, the back end of the head, where that little ridge might be in your skull. Remember, chest is proud, spine is straight, and you help your chin down towards your chest as you are reaching that nose towards your right armpit. So it's a little bit down and a little bit over to the side. So if this is 12 up towards the ceiling and 6 is down towards the ground, we're kind of somewhere around 5, 435. Again, it's much like sniffing your armpit. Keep that chin tucked in. You're going to feel a stretch here from the base of your skull all the way down into your shoulders. And then if you do that same internal rotation of the left hand to the small of the low back, you're going to actually feel this stretch even further down, even between your shoulder blades. I feel it like that, especially when I'm tight. This is hands down my favorite stretch for when my neck is really giving me grief. We're going to hold it here for another 2 breaths. One more. Now, gently raise your head back up, and we're going to do that on the other side. So, again, left hand to the back of the head, just maybe on the back part of that ear, maybe the right ear, the opposite ear. We're reaching that nose towards your underarm. Remember, I call it smelling your armpit. Tucking your chin in, and then reaching that nose towards the armpit. Try not to force it, right? These are all gentle stretches. If you want to intensify it, take that right hand, internally rotate that right shoulder and take it around behind. So it's kind of like a modification of Gomukhasana or cow face pose in yoga. It's just helping to intensify the stretch across the neck. And so maybe you can see it a little bit better. Let me move my hair out of the way. See if you can see my neck a little better. So you can see it's not just down, it's over towards, in this case, if this is 12 and this is 6, this is a little bit more, but around 7 o'clock. My nose is facing a little bit closer to 7, maybe 7:30. And you want to think about as your head starts to stretch out, that neck starts to stretch, pull that right shoulder away, really getting a fantastic stretch all the way across the upper trapezius muscle. All right, let's come back up. Now that our neck is nice and stretched out, it should feel pretty good. I don't love the rolling of the neck. That's not my favorite thing. I have a neck injury and now a shoulder injury. So rolling the neck isn't good, but these side to side and slow hold stretches tend to do a really good job about not knocking the vertebrae out of place. Now let's talk about some therapy to strengthen the supporting muscles that will also help with your posture. Keep in mind, when you have good posture, you're going to appear taller, which probably will make you appear thinner. So if that's something that you're looking for, here's a little bit of a sneaky way to do it. So the first exercise is called locust pose in yoga, or it's basically tummy time. If you've had a child and the infant, you put the baby on their tummy and make them raise their head. It's basically a variation of tummy time for adults, except we don't necessarily want to lift our heads. We're going to keep the head down and try to encourage the upper part of the trapezius muscle to not do the work and force the middle and lower parts of the trapezius, which tend to relax and help encourage that rounding forward over time as we sit too much. So, first thing you do is you lay down flat on your belly. And my boy Ruger is going to be joining us today, apparently. So, here we are on our bellies. Keep your forehead down on the mat and take your fingertips and put them in line with your chest so the fingertips are below the shoulders. Exercise number one, making sure you press the pubic bone down into the mat, tops of the toes into the mat so much that the knees come up. Just raise the hands up off the mat. Now draw that belly button in. If I was to like give you a grape, that belly button would be on up so much you wouldn't squish the grape. We're not making grape jelly, right? So draw that belly button in so it doesn't hurt the low back. Exercise number one, you just raise those hands and maybe hold for a few breaths and then set it down. Exercise number two, we channel our inner 70s disco. And instead of doing YMCA, I'm going to face you this way. Maybe that'll be an easier way to see it. You're going to do a YWT. And I don't have quite enough space to lay out flat because of the space in my house. So pretend that I'm laying out flat. You can also bend your knees. Okay, so forehead stays down here. And now we're going to pretend that we are disco dancing. I'm just kidding. But take your arms out wide like a W up and overhead. We're going to keep that forehead down. Again, that kind of discourages the upper part of your trapezius muscle from doing all the work. it's usually overfired because we're rounding forward so much. And we want to encourage the lower and the middle part of that diamond muscle in the upper part of your back to do some work. So with the forehead down, we raise the arms up. Now you can do sets of like 8 to 10, maybe even 12. I personally prefer to lift and hold. But as you lift, think about bringing those shoulders down and away from the ears to keep them in their appropriate shoulder girdles and then lift. You're going to notice it's significantly different as compared to if you just lift with your shoulders up. That's way different than pulling them down in their shoulder sockets and lifting up here. This is recruiting the appropriate muscles, those lower trapezius, middle trapezius. Here we are in Y. Elbows bent is a W. And again, you can go up and down, or you can just hold for a few breaths. And then when you take them out wide to a T, same exercise. This is that YWT. Remember those same cues as when we got started, where we're pressing the pubic bone down into the mat, lengthening through the tailbone, drawing the belly button in. Now you can do, I like to say doing about 3 to 5 sets, holding them for about 5 breaths, or you can do sets of 8 to 10 counts, maybe even 12 counts. These are muscles that won't fatigue terribly fast because they're postural muscles. Postural muscles are used to working, but they're super important to get fired up because as we sit and round forward like this, you see how my back, my shoulders are rounded. All of those muscles that support the shoulders are getting stretched out. We need to really strengthen them to hold them back and in place. And that is the key, right? To strengthen those supporting shoulder muscles. Now, rear deltoids are often very, very stretched out, often very weak. Ruger is a very, very attentive student today. Rear delts, they are often, when they are so weak, if you continue to round or you're doing exercises or you travel for a long amount of time, if we don't have nice strength here in the back part of your shoulders, for example, then it can create a ton of neck pain. So let me show you an exercise that you can do. You can do this while resting your chest, the upper part of your body on a table, on a Swiss ball, which I'll show you, or you can do it on a footstool. Sorry, buddy, I'm gonna have to move you. So when I first started doing this, I didn't have any weight at all. Remember, these rear delt muscles, the back part of your body, they've been stretched out for quite a while. So don't push it. Again, I've got a 2 pound weight, and that's what I do most of the time with these rear delt exercises. So for this exercise, I'm going to put more of the left side of my chest onto the ball. Bonus is because you're working only one side at a time, you're getting more core work. So this is step one, hang out on the ground. Step two, you're going to come up to this ball is probably more like a step three because it's unstable. And you're going to do that same exercise. But first, because the shoulder can reach down, you're going to just lift the shoulder up and put it into place. Now, don't let it round up towards your ear. That's not doing you any good. So pull the shoulder back and then lift the shoulder up. That's exercise number one. Once you get to the point where this is not that difficult, it doesn't elicit any sharp pain or anything, play with your Y, W's, and T's here. Play with it thumb up. So the shoulder is down, back away from the ears, belly is engaged, thumb up. Like a hitchhiker, we're going to a Y. And then let's do it as a W, elbow bent, raise it up, W, and then take it out straight. Here's our T. So let me demonstrate that again. Y, bend in the elbow, W, sort of like a reverse fly, and then out straight, T. What that's doing is, especially if you pull that shoulder back and in place, it's strengthening the muscles that have kind of relaxed, maybe taken a little break, and started allowing you to round forward. You can do that if you don't have the Swiss ball, totally okay. Grab a table, a small chair. In this case, I'm grabbing a footstool, and you'll see. I'll do it on the other side, and you'll see how I just rest in this case, the right side of my chest is on the table or on the bench. And I'm going to do the exact same thing. First exercise is pull the shoulder up, and preferably you want it up high enough so that your arm can just dangle and the rest is relaxing. Exercise number two, with the crown of the head reaching forward, belly button in, pull the shoulder back and away. You do your Y's. Little to no weight. This is working even though there's no weight. Your arm has weight to it. Here's the W. And then here's the T. Pull the shoulders back. Don't let them round forward. I don't know if you could tell, this is my injured side, so it automatically wants to roll forward. I don't have that stability because of the tear. So this is an exercise I do. I'm not kidding you, 3, 4 times a week to really work on strengthening all of the supporting muscles around the shoulder. Women especially tend to suffer from things like frozen shoulder and just shoulder injuries in general. We are caretakers, hold babies, all that kind of stuff. Rounding a lot leads itself to improper posture, which can lend itself to injury and neck pain, things of that nature. So, homework assignment, you're going to do your stretch. Reaching the ears towards the shoulders, keeping your posture nice and straight, nice and firm, belly engaged. You're going to smell your armpits. And then you're going to do those postural exercises, the modifications of the locust pose for yoga, for example. In a gym environment, it would be more like modifications of rear delt raises, working the back parts of your bodies. It's working the back parts of your shoulders into your rhomboids, mid and low traps. It's a fantastic exercise. All of these versions of the exercises are fantastic to help improve your posture, help you to sit up a little straighter, stand up a little straighter, maybe even reduce or eliminate upper back and neck pain. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Again, my name is Jennifer Dixon with Thrive Yoga and Wellness. I'm also a trainer with Fitter. And so if you'd like some more information, leave me a comment down below and definitely make sure to subscribe to this channel. I can't wait to see you next time. Take care. Bye bye.